this is Sandra Mizik coming towards you for another social media critique. Another image that we're going to critique from social media. Now, before I continue, I noticed that with my last episode that I did not have the comments turned on. I think it was because I said I made it for kids, and actually I'm making it for everybody. So I'm making these videos for everybody. So I will enable the comments. If you have some comments from the last video that you want to include in this video, please feel free. That was my bad. That was my mistake. So I'm very sorry for that one. But today's episode is going to be on the Komrade Kamala, put in quotes, sort of post and video that has been out there. Now, I'm going to warn you, this is a political episode. If you feel really triggered or you feel like you don't want to get into politics today, it's okay to pause it, take it at your own rate. But we're going to think critically through this photo, and I'm going to show you how I think critically personally through this photo and what I think. My main question, is it fact or is it just a political opinion photo? And also, what stands out with this photo? So without further ado, let me go ahead and post it for you. Let you see. The thing that I thought of when I actually initially had seen this photo, I mean, I'd heard about it from someone who I'm related to who's like a all politico and big into politics. I actually heard about it like yesterday afternoon, but I actually didn't see the image. I thought for sure it was like a meme or like a satirical cartoon at first when I first heard about it. And I was like, oh, okay, satire, I think still, in my opinion, that's where I just said it's an opinion piece for sure, if it's what I think it is. On actually viewing this photograph, or what appears to be a photograph, I still think it's opinion. In the regard that this actually looks very AI, and it's kind of scary how realistic AI can come to look. I kind of feel like this was very photoshopped, and this was actually, like I said again, something that's a product of AI. It looks very believable, sure, but if you look really closely at Kamala Harris's face in this photo, it's a little bit more elongated, so it doesn't actually look like her in the photo. It's like it's kind of a representation, if you may. It's like it's Kamala Harris, so to speak. It's how it looks like to me. Also, what's pretty predominant is that the background is really clouded. It has like a fog mist sort of cloud, so you don't actually see that there are actual people in the audience. You don't actually see the details of the background. While it looks like it's a town hall meeting, we're not for clear and for certain sure that it is. So that's kind of giving me another tip off that this is an artistic rendering of Kamala Harris, and it's also being an artistic rendering that, again, it's giving an opinion and that it's really not fact to me. But let me also include some of my research. So starting now. Doing my research, I actually went to the Associated Press, which is the resource that many newscasts use. I wouldn't even be surprised if Fox News actually uses it or glimpses at it before they do their commentary every day. The same with MSNBC. In fact, MSNBC really prides themselves off of going off the Associated Press. So I just wanted to see what the Associated Press had in relation to this photo. And it seems like this photo's not something that's new. As my relative who was apolitical and had mentioned this weekend, she had mentioned it like it was all entirely new and novel, and actually really it's not. The concept is not entirely new. It's been in the public's eye since the debate was back last September. So I kind of thought that that was very interesting. The other thing I find to be interesting is that there's this obsession and throwing around of comments when it comes to communism, socialism, and sometimes I just feel like a lot of people don't know what it actually is. I had the privilege in college to read the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx. So when it comes to Kamala Harris, the biggest question I think is within this photo, a lot of people are equating her to being communist because of her viewpoints from the debate and because she supports the working class. I don't really think that that's necessarily true. I don't think that the communist theme of this video is really, I think it's incorrect. I think it's actually a hyperbole. And in a way, I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous and offensive because communism, what it really promotes is a sense of the proletariat, aka the working class, picking up the gun and literally killing or going after the upper middle or the upper class, the wealthy, killing the wealthy or doing everything that they can to support killing the wealthy. Very much like Fidel Castro did his, main political run or his main political campaign in Cuba before he became an actual dictator. So, Kamala Harris supporting a proletariat, I think, not the proletariat, but those who are working class as well as middle class. I don't think it's that as extreme as Marxism or communism. And I don't think it's as extreme as socialism, where socialism is just, seriously, how can we put more power into the middle class and the working class's hands? So, as I've said, I really think that this photo is really hyperbolized. I think it's, like as I've stated before, I think it is definitely opinion. It's someone else's opinion of Kamala Harris. Quite personally, I also find that it's a little insensitive in the regard that it promotes institutionalized racism. If you think about it, communists, socialists have been villainized over the years. Here we are, we have a black woman who's running for president, who's also, she has indigenous ancestry in her as well. And, here's all this, rhetoric of how to villainize her. I'm sorry, it's just going back to old systemic racism and institutionalized racism of villainizing a black woman when she's in a matter of power. And I think it's, again, I really think that this is opinion, and I don't necessarily agree with it, to be quite frank. But again, it's not just about me. What do you think? One recommendation, I can't tell you how to vote. I can't tell you how to think. But one recommendation when you look at photos like this, what do you think like when you read something like the Communist Manifesto? Or when you research into communism or research into socialism? Do you think this photo is accurate? What stands out for you? For me, with the Communist Manifesto, it was pick up the guns. Hey, all you proletariats out there. Hey, all you middle class people out there. All you, working class people out there. Pick up the guns and go after the rich. And I don't think that Kamala Harris is exactly that extreme, and communism can be rather extreme. But what do you guys think when you research into this? What do you guys think of this photo? Do you agree with this photo? Do you disagree? What are some of your comments as well? And again, put them down below here. All right, and until next time, I will see you then.